Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video, and I'm playing in the large craft journal. So I'm just going to be doing a single page spread, and first of all I'm just going to add some layers of collage tissue paper onto the background. This is from one of the packs with the text collage paper in. Sorry, just having to open my blind, it was rattling a bit. That's what the squeaks were, if you could hear them. So I'm sticking those in using some matte medium, and as you can see, the page is quite thirsty, isn't it? I've said this so many times about these craft journals. Doesn't necessarily matter so much, but it just means that you will need more of the matte medium than you think. So then I'm going in with Peacock and quite a dry brush to start off with, and then adding a bit of water onto my brush just to help move that paint around a little bit more, taking the paint from the top to the bottom of the page, and then not washing my brush in between. I'm going in with some turquoise. Some of my paints are starting to run out, and they definitely do get to a point where you just need to cut the top off and get as much paint out as you can. What I also tend to do is, rather than waste what's in there if I don't use it all up, is I'll just grab a journal and stick some blue on some of the pages or whatever paint I've cut into, and just so that I'm not wasting it. So this is a Dina Wakley stencil. I'm not sure what it's called. Let me just have a quick look, see if I can find it. Yep, it's called X's, funnily enough. And I just did a bit of removing the paint through the stencil with a baby wipe, and then going back in with some white paint. And then I just felt that the white had kind of spoilt it a little bit. It was too bright. So I just made a little bit of a wash using the Peacock paint, a tiny bit of paint, a little bit of water, just to brush it over the top. And you can see it just tones that white down a little bit. So it's still there, but it's definitely more background than foreground. So I was happier about that. So then I'm going to use a stamp. It's from the Ledger Girls set, and I'm going to be stamping it onto a tag. I'm using archival ink, and I've got the stamp on an acrylic block as well. So first of all, I'm stamping the image at the bottom of my tag. Then I've stamped one on another piece of paper. I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to use that as a mask to mask over the stamp that I've just stamped, so that I can layer my stamps over the top of each other and create almost like a crowd of people, I guess. So then I'm going to pop that one over the top and then stamp. Now, if I'd thought about this, I could have reverse stamped it, couldn't I, and then put it on back to front and still use the stamp, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That's more hassle than it's worth. So you can see here that my stamping over the top hasn't gone on my initial stamping, it's creating that kind of layered look of people. And then because there was still some ink on my stamp, I'm doing the same again, cutting another one out, and I'm going to layer that over the first stamp. So I've got one over both bits of stamping that I've done so far, and then I can add some more figures up towards the top of the tag. So just a very quick way to layer your stamps over the top of each other, particularly with these people-y stamps. They're quite nice for creating a group of people. Okay, so then that is going to be stuck into my journal in a bit. First of all, I'm just going to edge it using a blending tool. I really need to get some new sponges. They've been used and used and used and washed out so much, and they're starting to not be quite so sticky to my blending tools anymore. So every now and again, not very often though, I have to invest in some new ones. So this is a Dina Wakley stencil called Pieces, and I'm using my favourite pink. Go on, you know where it's from, don't you? It's Amsterdam acrylic, and it's permanent red violet light. It's such a pretty pink, just as a bit of a contrast on my page here, and some different marks too. And then of course you've got to do some splatters. So some of the paint that's left over, I've just watered it down. I'm just adding some splatters onto my page too, using my very small fan brush, because I'm not safe with a big one, as you know, because it does just go everywhere. So then, first of all, I did try stamping with the Peacock paint, but of course I should have really realised it didn't show up. So then I went in with Night, I'm putting it onto my stamp using a blending tool, and I'm just using that plastic wallet there to mask off my other page so that it didn't stamp onto there. So the reason I've done that is so that the figures, they do kind of flow across the page, even though the tag is the focal point of the page. There's still a flow going across the page, really. I've used my double-sided tape gun to stick my tag in place when I finally decided where to put it. And adding some mark making with my Posca pen using my favourite dots at the top and bottom. And also adding some different size dots using the Signo Uniball in white. This is one of the best white pens that I've found for working in my journals. I think the only thing that I would say is that your background has to be completely dry, otherwise A, you'll ruin your pen, and B, it won't work. So yeah, make sure that your background is super dry before you start using even the Posca pens as well. You know, it will just it'll eat them up. So then I decided I wanted to put some circles onto my page. So I've got a little collection of different size circles from recyclable things like lids and glue sticks and stuff like that. Just using some white, again as a contrast, just to stamp some circles onto my journal page. And then I'm going in with a Posca pen and adding some writing onto my page too. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this journal page using a layered stamping technique, which is so easy to try. And thanks for watching, and I really hope to see you again soon on my channel.